Okay, so Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1. It's I'm just kind of fresh out of it, or not super fresh, but I was out until about 1:30 a.m. last night watching it because they didn't show the frickin' dub until super late. Yes, I watched dub. Crucify me. Anyways, yeah, I was just got out of it last night. Friggin', I really liked it. I mean, it was best theater experience I've had in a while. It was a pretty packed house, even that late on a Thursday. And, it was just awesome actiony movie. Obviously, you got to have the background of the series going in. But for any of you uninitiated, basically, kid's entire family is killed by demons except for his one sister, who is turned into one. So he's been spending his whole time trying to hunt down the original demon, Muzan Kitsubichi. God, I'm terrible at saying that name, but I think I got it mostly there. Who is the original demon? Because basically, if you can get his blood and get all this other stuff, you basically can cure someone in theory. And so, no spoilers for what happens in the actual movie. Just as a quick aside, though, I mean, she's pretty sidelined. Old Nezuko here. She's been in a lot of the fights throughout the series. Inosuke, not too heavily involved. There's basically boils down to three big fights. We got Kamado has a big fight against Akaza here. And then we got the other one is Shinobu. Has some battles with not Mitsuri, but I just like to look at Mitsuri. And then we got she's battling it's actually not in this game, but Upper 2, the third most powerful demon. And then we got, of course, let's see here, Zenitsu here. Well, not that one, more like this one. Zenitsu battles Upper 6. And, I'm not normally a big Zenitsu guy. I don't think many people are. Not for the same reasons as some people. I'm fine with all the pervy stuff. I like that sort of humor. But he's just very high-pitched and whiny throughout the series. I liked him a lot more in this movie, though. But I will say, Shinobu, she gets a lot of cool background. She shows off a pretty cool move set. I was a little disappointed with her, at least thus far, like her lack of variety, I guess, visually, or I don't know, just like a move set, a more varied, kind of like Aces in the Hole. I was hoping for something a little bit more interesting. Overall, I did like her background. It was a little bit simple. And so, she was probably the weakest link out of the three, major characters involved in it. He's in there a little bit. He's mainly searching for his brother, who's another Hashira here. And then we got Obanai, who, he's basically running around with Mitsuri for a little bit. They do a cool little setup, because they're all getting thrown into this, Infinity Castle is like the home base of Muzan. And so they're all dropped into it right at the start. And they kind of do these little pairs, and they're all separated and stuff. So, you got Muichiro. He pairs up with, where is he here? Oh, he's not in this one. He's hardly been in the series. The big Buddha, super strong demon slayer. Anyways, he's teamed up with him. So basically those four, these three and the one I can't remember right now, they're all running around facing some more minor demons, and these two guys too. So Tanjiro is with old Giyu here, and they have definitely the highlight battle against Upper 3, aka Akaza here. That's a really cool fight. That's the highlight of the entire freaking thing. It has one of the coolest visuals that I've seen for a power-up / badass moment in an anime, and it's worth seeing on the big screen because the animation, there's a few little CGI bits and everything where Muzan's got some powers that are, it's like this big beating heart cocoon thing, and it looks way too CG. I don't like it when they do that. When you have the budget and you make a shit ton of money, like the last movie made like 400 something million, almost 500 million, and the series is wildly popular, you can afford to just do the hand-drawn stuff for everything. It looks way better. I always think this with the newer Dragon Ball films as well, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, Akaza gets a really cool backstory. A lot of really, well, this isn't really a spoiler because everybody in this series gets a tragic backstory. It's kind of like One Piece in that respect. But the way that they do the action, and I won't call it the filming, but the editing of the action, the camera angles, how much I can make out actually what the hell is going on, is done so much better in Demon Slayer than in One Piece. I'm a huge One Piece manga fan, and a lot of people are like, oh, the anime, it's been so good. No, it hasn't. They zoom in, and they're shaking it around like it's a fucking Michael Bay movie, and I can't tell what the fuck is happening. And so, Demon Slayer does it so much better, where they convey the energy, they convey the action, they convey the speed of everything whenever you get a big boost, but they don't do it at the sacrifice of anything making sense. They actually film it smart, and I love that. And so, you get some really good stuff with that. But even Zenitsu, even his battle is a somewhat personal one against a new demon that we hadn't really met, and his got a little bit repetitive. I feel like that was one part where they stretched it out, probably could have lopped, a few minutes off of the film, at least. Like, they actually dedicate a lot of time. Obviously, he's the main character. They're going to give the most time to Tanjiro's fight. But, that's expected, and they give a lot of background to a lot of people. And so, and it's involving, another character. It's, you got Giyu in there. So, it's expected that that'll take longer. It's the main character, and it's involving more characters. Zenitsu, I feel like they stretched out the story more than they needed to. In fact, it's time that probably could have gone to Shinobu's battle. I feel like she sort of got she sort of got the short end of the stick. It's like a really elongated tongue twister. That was the one semi-disappointing part. As far as just like time allotment and variety of things, and she still got her background. We haven't got one thus far, at least, on the demon that she was facing, the upper two. We'll probably get more of that in the next film. So, that was pretty good. And then they had a lot of, there was the, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. Kagaya's the main dude for the Demon Corps, and his son was pretty heavily involved. Kiria, I think was his name. Now, keep in mind I'm going with English dub. Maybe they mispronounced shit. Probably not at this point. I'm thinking of 90s dubs. But he's actually a pretty cool character and sort of unexpected, and that was sort of the cutaway. Like, he's sort of helping strategize this whole thing with the Demon Slayer crows that fly all around. If you know the series at all, they're sort of how they communicate and everything, and they'll relay the events of battles and such. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's a solid. I'm between. I'll say a 4 because the pacing is messed up sometimes, and not everything was done like perfectly. Like I don't even get mad about the little filler segments. We'll put some boobs on the screen. That'll be more entertaining than me blabbing. But oh hey, that's even better. Let's go. Anyways, and basically, what was my train of thought? I just got distracted by boobs. They give the short end of the stick to Shinobu and her entire battle time-wise, but I've already said that. I'm being mesmerized by boobs right now. I'll close my eyes. It'll be easier to finish the review. So 4 out of 5. It's the little short action sequences I didn't mind, so I don't consider that filler. You still got to draw a map of this entire battle, and it does a great job of that. It's sort of like sort of some of the early James Cameron stuff where you do a great job of mapping an action sequence. And this entire movie is basically one big action sequence. So, animation, top grade, a few little CGI shots, nitpicks. The pacing, probably the biggest weakness. It really kind of pauses or repeats itself a lot of times. Character work, pretty awesome. I mean, a couple characters get a little bit of the shaft. I'm not counting the ones like Mitsuri here, who's obviously the greatest character of all time, but I'm not counting them because you're obviously going to choose to focus on certain ones. But you know, the ones that they did focus on is purely what I'm judging this on, and I would say they were probably 5 out of 8 there. 4. Nah, 6 out of 8. No, sorry, I don't know what I was. Yeah, I mean, Gyu doesn't really get a whole lot, but we get a lot of development with him shortly before this. Actually, the last part that I played through in this game, we were just playing through his part of that story, which obviously I already watched the anime. But yeah, so overall, it's really good. A little bit of a tease. Obviously, it's part 1 of 3. We still got upper 2. We still got upper 3, upper 4. Yeah, all the upper ranked demons to, you know, there's a whole slew of them that you have to deal with throughout 3 movies. So you're not going to solve all your problems. And Muzan himself, you're not going to solve all your problems in one movie. That wouldn't leave much material for the other 2. So it's not like it was a tease where it's like, oh, gee, oh, they didn't finish it this time. Like, they very clearly said it was a trilogy, so nobody can really be mad about that. And what they did give us was awesome. It's an awesome first third of a finale. And I personally can't wait for the other 2. My one secret little box office hope is, you know, the Mugen Train movie already bucked all the COVID excuses that people always try and come up with in movies these days. They're always like, oh, but it's COVID, it's COVID. I'm like, in Japan in 2020 and 2021, it had good legs. The friggin' Mugen Train broke every record. Not even like a pre-post COVID record, like just overall, it did better than any movie ever. So miss me with that excuse. And then it made like 50 million here, even with the limited releases. And it's already projected to, like, I think it's going to basically, I think it could triple that. It will certainly double it. It's already this weekend going to make more than its lifetime in the US last time. It's going to make 60, 70, and it's only made, I'm hoping that it outdoes Superman, is basically my hope here, because Superman's like crawled over the 600 mark, and the last Demon Slayer movie made like just under 500, but I think it's gotten more popular since then, and it certainly has a bigger start since then. I think Japan could take a chunk less, so that's the only thing that could hold it back. But I'm hoping it at least crosses 500, because it's obviously got a fraction of the budget of the other films, because, you know, they don't hire a bunch of unnecessary weirdos and have all these fees like Hollywood does, because of, you know, California crap. But yeah, I want to play more of this game, because the movie actually got me pretty hyped up. I just want to have more of this series right now. But you know, overall, really like the movie. 4 out of 5. Highly recommend. If you just want the bare minimum to catch up, to catch this in theaters, I understand you don't want to watch the whole series. At least watch Mugen Train. Akaza here is pretty involved in that one as well as Mr. Rengoku here. And I would say it's a good setup for a lot of the characters, a couple of the characters involved, and it gives you the general vibe of the series. It's only after season 1, so you're not as into the series. And if you have a friend who's more into it, they can probably fill in the blanks for you. So that would be my recommendation. It's only about an hour and a half or so, I think. Got some great action as well. I really like that movie. So that's a good kind of primer for this. Or if you don't want to have to review the whole series, if you're like I was playing the game, just partially do that before going into it. And, you know, that's always a nice quick refresher. There's some more boobs for you. Anyways, on that note, we'll put our waifu on the screen here, and we'll sign off for the night. Till then, guys, keep on watching and perving out.